in Block Blast, a popular puzzle game that involves placing blocks on a grid to clear lines and score points, strategy is key to achieving higher scores and progressing through the levels. So here are some of the best strategies for success. Number 1. You want to prioritize horizontal and vertical lines. The goal of Block Blast is to clear lines by filling entire rows or columns with blocks. Always focus on creating full horizontal or vertical lines instead of filling random spaces. Plan your moves to ensure that you're always close to completing a line. Number 2. You want to leave space for large blocks. Some pieces in Block Blast are large and oddly shaped. For example, the 3x3 blocks. You want to make sure you leave enough space on your board for these large blocks. A common mistake is filling up the board with small pieces, leaving no room for the larger ones. Number 3, the third tip that I can give you is think multiple moves ahead. Don't just focus on the current block you're placing, but you want to think ahead about how the blocks you're placing will affect your ability to place future pieces. Try to keep options open for the next 2 to 3 moves by keeping the grid flexible. You want to place blocks in corners and edges. It's a good idea to place blocks near the corners and edges of the grid first. This helps open up space, open up the center of the board, and keeps your options open for placing larger or more complex blocks later. You want to use combos to maximize points. Whenever possible, try to clear multiple lines with one move. Combos that clear 2 or more rows or columns simultaneously will yield higher points. Plan your placements to make combos more likely, You don't want to leave gaps. Gaps between blocks make it harder to complete rows or columns and can limit your future moves. Always aim to fill in any gaps with smaller pieces to keep the grid more manageable. Now, the next step that I can give you is to focus on clearing one side at a time. If the board is starting to fill up, focus on clearing one section at a time. This will give you more control and more space to work with as you continue to play. The second to last tip that I can give you is avoid overcommitting to one strategy. While it's important to have a strategy, be flexible and adapt to the blocks you receive. Sometimes focusing too much on clearing one row or column can backfire if you're not able to place the blocks effectively. And the last tip that I can give you is to stay calm and patient. As with many puzzle games, staying calm and not rushing through decisions is important. Take your time to think through the placement of each block, especially as the game becomes more challenging. By following these strategies, you improve your chances of clearing more lines, achieving combos, and getting higher scores in Block Blast. I hope this helps you. Leave a like and sub. I'll see you next time.